You'll begin to see your house differently after watching this film through to the finish. Old clothing, broken appliances, mountains of paperwork, and furniture we seldom use are just a few of the numerous items we hoard. But have you ever given the question, why do we keep all of this? Any thought? We have been purchasing, gathering, and storing items for years in the hopes that they will provide us with security or comfort. However, they start to feel heavier over time. The once cherished items become dusty burdens that occupy space in our minds as well as in our homes. Clutter is about feelings, not just things. Every object has a backstory, a memory, or a what if. What if I ever need it? What if I regret giving it away? What if forgetting is the result of letting go? Imagine now entering a light-filled, serene, and open house. No cluttered shelves, overstuffed closets, or anxiety brought on by seeing mountains of useless items. You only have what really counts, what makes you happy, and what makes your life easy. That is decluttering's power. Before we enter into this adventure, take a time to ponder. What would you bring with you if you were to relocate to a smaller house today? How many items do you really utilize on a daily basis in your home? And why do you find it difficult to let go of things that no longer fulfill you? Since a simpler home translates into a happy existence, let's examine the 6 items we should get rid of before we age 70. Everybody has closets filled with clothing they used to adore, but haven't worn in years. Price tags are still on several of them as they await the right occasion. Others bring back memories of our younger selves when we were thinner or when our lives were different. However, these unworn garments have emotional significance that is buried and go beyond simply taking up space. They mutter tales of remorse, regret, and even nostalgia. Consider the jacket you purchased during a bargain but never wore as it was too small, the formal suit you saved for a potential future occasion, or your favorite dress from 10 years ago that doesn't fit you anymore. These forgotten things quietly sap your energy each time you enter your closet. You feel overwhelmed, irritated, or even depressed over what no longer works for you rather than thrilled about what to wear. Now picture a closet that is only stocked with clothing that fits, makes you feel good, and you genuinely look forward to wearing. Imagine seeing clarity rather of mess when you open your wardrobe. Decluttering your wardrobe is about accepting who you are now and letting go of the past, not about tossing stuff away. To begin, ask yourself if you would purchase this item again today. It's time to let it go if the response is negative. Give it to a wearer as a gift. Give it away to a shelter. If it's still worth something, sell it. But don't let it remain there, gathering dust and serving as a reminder of a previous iteration of yourself. Instead of bringing the past back to haunt you, your clothing should enhance the present. You make room in your life, not just in your closet, the instant you let rid of things that no longer serve you. In our house, each piece of furniture has a tale to tell. The heavy wooden cabinet with items you hardly use, the ancient armchair where you rocked your infant to sleep, and the dining table where family meals used to bring laughter. Although these items preserve memories, they may also end up being a burden over time. Large, unneeded, or out-of-date furniture can make a house feel cluttered, difficult to maintain, and even dangerous as we become older. Consider that heavy coffee table you frequently run against. The dusty books that you haven't touched in years are piled high on the shelves. The additional seats packed in the corner, waiting for visitors that never appear. We keep these items because we used to need them, but what if they don't fit into our current way of life? Not only does an overstuffed home take up room, but it also consumes electricity. Consider how liberating it would be to have more room to move around without having to squeeze between chairs and tables. To swap out bulky, heavy furniture for lighter, more useful pieces that suit your needs right now. Making your house a haven of comfort rather than turmoil is the goal of decluttering furnishings, not removing the warmth. Begin modestly. Ask yourself, do I really use this? While you examine your house, does it make my life more comfortable? Without it, would my house feel better? If a piece is no longer useful, think about selling it, giving it to a loved one in need, or donating it. Eliminating extraneous furniture improves the appearance of your house, makes it easier to maintain, and reflects your current self rather than your past self. Your house ought to be a haven, not a repository for the past. You make room for what really matters: peace, ease, and the ability to move on. When you let go of things that no longer serve you. Get your closet open. In reality, how many garments do you wear? Many of us hold on to clothing for years or even decades in the hopes of using it at some point. Jackets from previous jobs, jeans that no longer fit, a wedding dress from 20 years ago, or stacks of old t-shirts that we seldom wear but can't seem to part with. Our closets eventually become overflowing with these unneeded items, making it more difficult to locate the things we actually need. Why do we hang on to clothes we don't wear anymore? It can be emotional at times. We are reminded of a loved one by a sweater. Wearing a suit brings back memories of our youth and achievement. At other instances, it's guilt. We bought these things, and it seems wasteful to throw them away. But in practice, it doesn't help us to hang on to extra clothes. It just makes everything more stressful. Every morning, we struggle to choose what to wear as we rummage through mountains of clothing. Having too many options can be draining. Now picture only the clothes you truly wear and adore when you open your wardrobe. A couple of nice-fitting shirts, cozy pants, and comfy walking shoes. Just ease, no stress, no clutter. The goal of decluttering your wardrobe is to keep just the items that make your life better now, not to get rid of memories. Begin modestly. Pick out one area of your closet. Consider whether you really need anything if you haven't worn it in more than a year. Does it suit my current way of living? Would it be more advantageous to someone else? If the response is no, think about giving it to a person in need. Clothes that are left in our closets accomplish nothing, but when they are in the hands of another person, they can inspire confidence and comfort. By getting rid of extra clothes, we create space for a more straightforward and tranquil existence. A closet full of usefulness and comfort rather than mess and regret. The objective is to make room for what really matters: ease, freedom, and the capacity to concentrate on living rather than controlling things. Rather than to get rid of everything, enter your kitchen and pull out a drawer. Observe what? A blender may be collecting dust in the corner, along with stacks of mismatched plastic containers and utensils you never use. Although kitchens should be places of warmth and sustenance, many people turn them into disorganized storage areas that are overflowing with superfluous dishes, outdated technology, and spoiled food. It gets more difficult to prepare, clean, and eat in a calm environment the more we accumulate. The just-in-case mentality is one of the reasons we retain so much clutter in the kitchen. We keep things because we believe that I might need this someday. However, if that day never arrives, these things merely take up room, which makes daily chores annoying. An overabundance of superfluous goods in the kitchen causes stress. Because everything seems daunting, we spend time looking for the perfect lid, shifting mountains of dishes, or avoiding cooking entirely. Imagine having only the essentials in your kitchen: coordinating plates, easy-to-cut cutting tools, and easily organized drawers. Decluttering brings us peace rather than convenience. Eliminate duplicates first. Is 5 spatulas really necessary? Are you happy about those broken mugs? Check expiration dates next. Many of us unknowingly keep unused baking ingredients, outdated canned products, or expired spices in storage. Cooking feels effortless in a clean kitchen, and preparing meals is no longer a difficult chore, but a happy one. What about kitchen things that hold special meaning? The wedding present that has been unopened for years, the elegant dishware set you seldom use, or the sentimental teacup from a family member. These objects hold memories, but they aren't helping us if they just gather dust. Think about donating them to someone who will value them or passing them on to family members. Keeping items we never use merely leads to clutter and doesn't help us maintain memories. We recover time and space by getting rid of extra kitchenware. A tranquil atmosphere is created in a kitchen that is neat and orderly. The whole house feels lighter. Cooking is simpler, and cleaning takes less time. Simplifying our environment makes room for the things that really count, like spending time with our loved ones, sharing meals, and getting together. One of the most insidious types of chaos in our homes is paper clutter. Old receipts, bills, newspapers, magazines, journals, and books we promised ourselves we would read eventually make up the gradual accumulation. Before we realize it, our shelves, desks, and drawers are bursting at the seams. Paper clutter is problematic because it leads to mental clutter. Unorganized paper piles might cause us to feel overburdened, by serving as a reminder of unresolved obligations, unremembered memories, or incomplete chores. Consider the last time you looked for a crucial document, such as a warranty, insurance paperwork, or medical records. What was the duration? Finding what we truly need becomes more difficult as we gather more paper. In addition to taking up physical space, keeping extra paper in our lives causes stress. The answer is straightforward. Organize and declutter. Sort your papers first into 3 categories: sentimental, important, and needless. Save just the most important documents, such as financial records, medical records, and legal paperwork. If you can, scan it and keep it digitally. Throw away old invitations, out-of-date receipts, and expired coupons that are no longer useful. And further source of clutter is books and magazines. Many of us amass books because we think they symbolize our identity, knowledge, or aspirations. But it's time to consider whether a book is enriching my life if it has been unopened and gathering dust on a shelf for years. Think about giving away books you no longer need to friends, libraries, or educational institutions. A more tranquil and significant place can be created by limiting your collection to books that elevate and inspire you. It might be challenging to part with sentimental documents, such as handwritten notes, old letters, and greeting cards. Even while these include memories, it can be daunting to store them all. Select the most important ones and let go of everything else. You can make a tiny memory box for cherished letters or take pictures of noteworthy notes. Preserving the memories without allowing them to occupy your space is the aim. We relieve needless stress by clearing out paper, books, and records. A calm, clear mind results from a neat, orderly workspace. Letting go is about creating space for what really matters in the here and now, not about forgetting. Creating a space that frees us from the burden of superfluous items is the goal of decluttering, which goes beyond simple tidying up. Each of our possessions holds a responsibility, a memory, or energy. Emotions that can be holding us back are also retained when we cling to objects that no longer benefit us. Letting go isn't about losing. Rather, it's about gaining calm, clarity, and the capacity to concentrate on what really counts. Consider the things we've talked about: piles of paper and books, old clothing, sentimental clutter, useless kitchen appliances, and extra furniture. Although each of these items had a use in the past, they can have turned into liabilities rather than assets over time. We create space for what works when we get rid of what doesn't. Our hearts feel freer, our thoughts lighter, and our homes easier to maintain. We no longer waste time searching for misplaced items or become stressed out by messy areas. Rather, we build a home that supports us, where everything has purpose and there is happiness around every turn. Embracing the present is another aspect of decluttering. We enable ourselves to concentrate on the life we are leading right now by letting go of things that are connected to the past. We begin to value today and cease fretting about someday. This process is a means of influencing our future, not merely a means of cleaning up. A clutter-free home creates a clutter-free mind, which in turn creates a clutter-free life. Imagine waking up in a serene house where each item enhances your everyday existence. It's worthwhile to aim for that sense of freedom and lightness. Therefore, let's take baby steps as we proceed. One drawer, one shelf, and one box at a time should be your starting point. You are choosing simplicity over confusion, joy over clutter, and serenity over stress with every item you let go of. Making the decision to let go is the first step toward a simpler, happier existence.